Good morning. I mean, it's technically morning. It's been a really long time since I made a video like this. Lots has happened since my last video. Wow. It's been several months, I think. I'm not totally sure. It's December 24th, 2020. I'm not sure when this video will go up. Trying to be kind of gentle with myself as to schedules of things, because as with most of the world, my life is very turbulent right now. The year is ending quickly, a lot faster than I expected, which I guess is not true for everyone, and I'm just happy that this crazy year that we're in is almost over. I know it's gonna last a lot longer than we all hope it will. I know it's gonna drag on into 2021, but just like everyone else is saying, it still feels hopeful, I guess. It feels like a new beginning. It feels like 2021 is just gonna bring so much more happiness to the world. I really hope that's true. I haven't made a video in a long time because of all the changes that were happening. I was very overwhelmed and just in a really negative, bad, uncreative headspace. And I figured with a feeling of overwhelm, sometimes you gotta take the time that you need and stop doing some things for a while, right? So I just decided, even though I was really enjoying the video thing, I just needed to take some time off from that and a lot of other stuff. I kind of go through these phases where I get super passionate about all of these ideas and I start a bunch of stuff and I'm really enjoying being busy and creative and loving life, and then I get really overwhelmed, stop doing everything except the bare minimum, get really depressed, and well, I don't know whether it's the depression that comes first or the overwhelm that comes first, or if that's kind of the same thing anyway, but then I just stop everything. I guess my main goal for the coming year, the coming years, is to be better at taking care of myself in a lot of ways, but firstly, to kind of break that cycle and give myself more rest when I'm feeling good, because I truly think that's the key. If I just go gung-ho on everything all at once, I burn out and I can't do it anymore. And I'd really like to be able to just maintain a more balanced level of creativity and excitement in life, and I don't know how to do that yet. I don't know how to do it yet. More balance, I guess, is the primary goal. More rest during the times that I'm feeling good, because I don't do that a lot. I like to run myself ragged, and then, I mean, I don't like to. I end up running myself ragged and then stopping everything and then running myself ragged again when I finally feel rested. And I'd like to, I guess, force isn't the right word, but remind myself more often to take breaks. I think that'll solve a lot of problems. Anyway, the changes that have happened in my life recently, I don't remember if I've talked about this or not, but I was working a day job. It was full-time before the pandemic, and then I got furloughed for a little bit, and then came back to working part-time, 5 hours a day instead of 8. I count myself really lucky to have had that, because a lot of people got fully laid off, even where I worked, and even though we still had work coming in, it wasn't like good profitable work. It was kind of like getting by, doing what we have to do kind of work, which is fine, and it kept me going, and I was only really out of work for a week or two. Regardless, I realized that this stable, steady job that I was holding on to, this idea of a stable environment, just stability in general, our society is not really as stable as it seems, and is just as fragile as any other way of living, any other way of existing, any other kind of work. Maybe not just as, and in a lot of people's eyes, it's still, I don't know about better, but easier to live that kind of life, because you have a W-2 and you have unemployment if you need it. But what I found was, even with, let's say, unemployment, whatever kind of welfare, I still felt this dread and this real fear and anxiousness while I was laid off and while things were turbulent. And it was the same feeling as if I had been doing like my own self-employment and something went wrong. So it just kind of made me realize that the stability I was holding on to, that I was really starting to not enjoy, not the stability itself, but the job, I guess. Not that there was anything wrong with the job, and I did like it for a long time, and nothing really went downhill necessarily. I got bored. I was tired of being at the same place every day. I was tired of commuting to work. I was tired of the same people all the time, even though they were great, and I just really needed a change, and I'd needed a change for a long time. Anyway, that's kind of the emotional feeling backstory. And how this kind of came about. The decision, the actual change in life was, so Cody, my partner, is a helicopter pilot, and he hasn't been flying for a while. He was flying locally, and then asked for a raise and got fired for asking for a raise, which is kind of ridiculous. They were trying to pay him $12 an hour to fly a helicopter. That's so stupid. We live in Portland, so like the cost of living is so much higher than that just to survive, basically. Anyway, he really wants to fly, and he can't do it here because they won't pay him enough to make it worth it, really, to allow him to survive, unless he's also doing other kinds of work. And one of the main reasons that he's been staying here is for me. So I basically told him, stability is fucked. I don't want to do this for the rest of my life, this job that I'm holding on to. I'd rather build something for myself, do some projects that I've been thinking about that really could make money, that I've been not doing because I've been working full-time. And at the time that we were discussing this, I was working part-time, so I was like, I'm going to dedicate that time to building my own businesses. And that's actually when I started this YouTube channel, not as a money-making thing, just as kind of a creative outlet that I enjoy, which is obviously still what it is. But so I started building for myself. Cody and I decided we would buy a trailer. If you want more details about that specific part of it, the whole trailer thing and how we feel about it, which one we got, all of that, we have a couples YouTube channel now with the trailer stuff on it. We calculated everything out with the payments on the loan, the insurance, everything together. It's about the same or a little bit under, depending on where we're parking it and whether we're paying for that, as the rent that we were paying for our 2-bedroom apartment. And it's a lot less space, which is great because it forced me to downsize, which is something I was trying to do anyway. I don't know if I've talked about that on this channel at all, but I grew up in a really materialistic focused house, and it was very messy, and I accumulated a lot of things over the years that were all just in my room, and I wasn't even sleeping in my room. It was just a closet essentially of all of this stuff that I had accumulated that I didn't use, that I didn't really want, that was just bogging me down. So I was trying to go through all of that and downsize anyway. And I figured, you know what? I'm not doing it fast enough. So why not just do this? I'm not going to put it off any longer. I'll just force myself to do it faster. So we downsized. I downsized 90 to 95% of the stuff that I owned. And now we have a trailer. Yesterday was my last day working on site for my day job. And actually, oh my gosh, this story is so disjointed. I have one other background thing to tell you. So the one of the catalysts for all of this was during the pandemic. My boss decided to buy a building, and it was way far away from where we were located before. I would have a 6-mile bike commute to the original building where I was working on site, and then this new building turned that 6-mile commute into 18 from our apartment, and I wasn't going to do it. There was no way, and I wasn't going to buy another car to continue working a job that I didn't enjoy as much anymore. So that's when we decided to buy the trailer. That's when we bought the trailer. We moved into my dad's house, and we're parking the trailer in his driveway until we leave on our first big adventure. I'm not totally sure where that'll be. I want to do a hot spring tour. I think that'll be really fun. Move out of the sun. It's nice, but it's too bright for my eyes. Yeah, that is everything that's happened. Well, not everything, but the most relevant pieces. Oh my gosh, that time when we were deciding to do all of this, and where I had to talk to my boss and my manager about the plan. I was trying to figure out how to word it. That was so hard. And then I spent like a week thinking about how to say it. And then finally at the very end, where like I really had to talk to them about it, I was like, oh wow, this is exactly how I say what I've been trying to say this whole time. And it just took away like all of the, not all of it, but a lot of the anxiety I was feeling. So now I'm working remotely for them, which is not ideal for the company. He just, oh my gosh, there's so much. So another thing, my boss decided to move this week, so the week before Christmas. And my manager, when he told her that, was like, are you kidding me? I'm gonna be on vacation. And we just hired like Friday. This is Thursday? Wednesday. Thursday. It's Thursday. So this is Thursday. Last Friday we hired someone new to do customer service. She's not trained. She doesn't, I mean, she knows a little bit what she's doing. She knows a few things, but not much. Like, she couldn't be there by herself. We couldn't expect her to do that. And she doesn't know how to set up computers. She doesn't know where things need to be or how things need to be laid out. And he wanted to move, and my manager was going to be gone. So they came to me. This was after we had told them like what our plan was, and I had told them that I wasn't going to come to the new place, and I was just going to start working remotely from whenever they moved, which was supposed to be January. But then they came to me and they're like, is there any way you can work these 3 days before we go on Christmas break? We just really need you to be here. Okay. Can I park my trailer in the parking lot? So I don't have to commute every day? Because we had moved already to my dad's house, which is like, instead of the 18-mile commute it would have been from the apartment, it was, it ended up being, what was it, like 27 miles or something like that. So I was like, I'm not gonna drive that. First of all, I don't have a car. I'm not gonna have Cody drive me there every day. I will just, if I can park in the parking lot, I can do it. We can park our trailer there. So that's what we're doing. They said yes. The parking lot is huge. Yeah, so we are currently, trailer. We're currently parked in the parking lot at where I worked. You know, I have so much more freedom. We can go traveling, and Cody can get a job wherever he wants, and we can do essentially whatever we want. I'm hoping that everything will end up working out amazingly. It already feels like it will. I'm stoked to go on our first trip. I want to see my mom. I want to see Cody's family. Eventually I'd like to see New Orleans and oh shoot, what is that place Cody talks about that his family always goes? Somewhere on the East Coast. I don't remember. If I remember, I'll put it on screen somewhere. But he has a place on the East Coast that he likes to go, or that he went with his family. Our family never really traveled, so I don't have much travel experience. That's part of why I'm so excited to do this. I really want to see the world. At least the United States. I feel like I've traveled the world more than I've traveled the States. I want to see New Orleans. I want to see Vegas. I want to spend some time in Arizona. I'm so cold. I want to be somewhere in the blazing sun and just get baked by the sun for a while with lots of sunscreen on. I need it to warm my bones. My feet and my hands are always freezing. Holding this metal selfie stick is not helping. Okay. I'm gonna go. Bye.